brace your ladder. We're all climbing the ladder of life. The older we get, the higher we climb. When we fall, that means we fall further. So we need a strong foundation on which to lay our ladder, to brace it. As a Christian, my foundation is the rock, Jesus Christ. My foundation was set at an early age, and for the first 18 years of my life, I was in church 3 times a week. 2 times on Sunday and once on Wednesday. My ladder was in pretty good shape. But at 18 years old, I was told by my dad, hey, you're 18, you're a man, you can make your own decisions now. One of those decisions including not going to church. I decided my time would be better spent at the lake. Of course, my folks wanted me to go to church, but I didn't. So I found myself at college a year later. Chapel once a week on Thursday. Boom, I'm going to church. So I wasn't lying when I told my folks I was in church. Let's fast forward 10 years, I'm married. Shortly after that, I became a father. So now we're going to church. It's amazing how your life changes when you become a father. My foundation was still there. It was just a little bit dirty. So I busted out the broom, swept it all off, good to go, right? My ladder is now firm on that foundation again, man. Propped up tight. So my foundation is clean, my ladder is straight. I'm married, I've got 3 kids at this point. We're going to church, we're involved at that church, we're doing everything. Then I get hit with divorce. Ladder held strong for a while, but then I started letting the world influence my foundation instead of the Word. That's when it gets a little slimy. So my foundation, once again, is kind of nasty, kind of gross. I was drinking too much. I worked too much. I was dating too much, which is a polite way of saying fornication, sex outside of marriage. Not proud of that, but that's where I was in life. And I was angry. I was bitter. I was sad. I was lonely. I was depressed. You name it. I had all the emotions. So now my foundation it's still there. It's just under a whole bunch of junk now. Leaves, slime, mildew, mold, whatever. It wasn't in very good shape to support my ladder. So I found myself a few years later in a somewhat toxic relationship with a pretty girl. She was younger, she had 2 kids, and I was gonna save her from herself. All the red flags were there, but I didn't see them. So I stopped by her house one day before I was going into work. I had put in a hoist for her Jeep, for her roof, for her hardtop. Well, she drove off with it attached and had damaged it. So I was just gonna take a look at it real quick. The ladder I usually use for this wall, or for this job, whatever you wanna call it, was too big. So I have to brace it and pull her Jeep up next to it to keep it from moving. Well, this one, I was just gonna take a quick look just for a second. So I didn't pull the Jeep in, I just threw it up there and I thought, I'm just gonna take a quick look. Famous last words. As I was climbing, it was feeling pretty steady. I stopped and all of a sudden it inched out. And I was like, whew, okay. That was a close one. Wham! And the whole thing kicked out. Wham! Straight down. I come crashing to the ground, but luckily for me, my butt broke my fall instead of my face. If you don't understand that, when you have to watch the previous video. But anyway, my butt landed on the rung, the ladder landed on the cement floor, and it seemed like my life stopped. The only thing I could feel was, oh my God, the pain. It hurt so bad. I couldn't even breathe. It just hurt so bad. So a few hours later, me being a man and stupid, I find myself at work playing policeman with a 12-pound duty belt on for 10 hours, and I was suffering. Once again, I had let my foundation be influenced by the world and not the Word. So fast forward again, August 2024, first week of August, I turned 51. I had a dream and it scared me to death. It woke me up. And I busted out the pressure washer. I hit that foundation so you could eat off of it, man, nothing left. I put my ladder up straight. I made sure its foundation was set and it was sturdy. So this is just a reminder, no matter where you are in life, no matter how bad it gets, you can always reset your ladder if you've got a firm foundation.